Hello there, Mansi. Alright, let's go. So the issue of traditional schooling has grown in importance since the advent of academic inflation. Wow, good. I believe that alternatives to traditional education, such as online schooling, might encourage students' creativity. So, creativity has to belong to students. So we need to put the S there. Sorry, not the S, this second genitive, comma. Alright? Because it's basically saying might encourage the creativity of the students or might encourage students' creativity. Both are okay. In all aspects of learning, along with traditional academic subjects. Good. Additionally, the old way of education has more negative effects on children than positive. Good. In this era of digitalization, good. Schools can be brought home via online teaching. This helps students to master academic subjects such as science, mathematics, and language, along with non-academic subjects such as music, art, and sports. Good. Moreover, this helps to broaden a child's horizon, stimulate their innovative abilities. Good. For instance, a study done by UNESCO in Scotland showed that children with online schooling outperformed students with traditional schooling in all different fields. We could have just said in all fields, that would have been alright. It would have been a bit easier as well. But fantastic, eh? Could you see the way it was just beginning to end? I mean, we haven't finished yet, but so far it's just been crystal clear. Your argument, good vocabulary, clear point, beginning to end, and you've hit the nail on the head regarding task response. So well done there. Therefore, it is time to rethink the fundamental principle on which the young ones are educated and experiment to alter the education paradigm, or an experiment ways to alter the education paradigm. Experiment with ways to alter the education paradigm, or just better, just an experiment with the educational paradigm. Okay, or the education, with the education paradigm. Good work. Very, very good work. Impressed. Next one. The whole education system is built on the idea of academic ability and intelligence, which aims to provide successful careers. Good. This is due to the fact that the public education was meant to meet the needs of the sprawling industrialization and help people to get high-profile jobs. Good. Furthermore, this purpose is not fulfilled as degrees are losing their worth. Not losing. And having a degree we cannot use contractions, okay? You have to write out the full version. This is formal academic English. Does not guarantee jobs anymore. Good. For example, the study by the IMF showed that around 25% of engineers were unemployed as people with high degrees like PhD replaced them. Very good. Thus, this whole education system is causing more harm than benefit, as it does not, or as it fails to fulfill its basic principle of helping people earn their livelihood out of it. Fantastic. Very good work. A little bit worried about the word count, unless it's the actual size of the font. It's difficult to say. 310. Be careful, hey? Be careful. So we're at 310. Let's delete that. Okay? What I'm saying is delete the additional point. So just make one point, one argument, alright? Although traditional schooling has been followed for decades, embracing alternative methods of education might prove beneficial and help in the holistic development of a child. Genius. It's predicted that in the future, the education system might undergo a revolution to catalyze individual talents of people. To catalyze, that's fine, yeah. Very good work there, Mansi. Very good. Be careful with the word count. Keep it to 1 point. Don't bother with additional points because that's going to push you over the word limit. Everything else is excellent. Oh, and be super careful with contractions. That's going to cost you points unless you get it sorted. But I'm pretty certain you will get it sorted. The 3 pie charts above show council expense in 6 different fields of 3 countries. Okay. counties, not countries. Yorkshire, Derbyshire and Lancashire in the UK in 2014. Fine. Yorkshire education and leisure represent less than a half of the council expenditure. Genius. Community care and social services represent around 20% and 15% respectively. The least and the smallest share, not least, or the least amount was spent on environment at approximately 10%, perfect, or the smallest share was spent on environment approximately at 10%, good. Derbyshire allocated, okay, group, we've got to group that information, okay? We've got to find some similarities among these. 187, too much. So we could have just said Yorkshire and Derbyshire, I think it's, yeah, Yorkshire and Derbyshire spent roughly similar amounts on education and leisure. So let's see, Yorkshire, okay, I mean, what could we get from this graph? Well, we could say pretty much the main spending for all counties is education and leisure. Okay, that is one big group that we could get together. Yeah. Also, spending on environment is roughly similar across all counties. Also, yeah. Then we could go into details, but we want to make one big generalization because that's grouping the information and that's where we're going to get points, okay? So, community care and social services, we've done that. Derbyshire allocated its capital, good phrase there, largely on leisure at around 35%, and education represented a quarter of the education, good. Be careful, don't mix numerical percentages with written fractions. Should add around a third, and education represented a quarter, okay? This was a quarter of the expenditure. This was closely followed by community care, which was allocated roughly 20%, and a fair amount was spent on education at around 10%. Good. The smallest share was spent on social services at less than 5%. Fine. Lancashire spent their expenditure. No. Lancashire spent mainly on education and leisure, which were, when combined, made up to 60% of the total council expenses. Very good. Problem there. Also a bigger problem because spend and expenditure very similar, so it's one or the other. It's not necessary to use both of them. To summarize, let's see, the remaining 4 fields accounted for around 10% each. Very good. Grouping, good, good, good. You just get that straight, the remaining 4, okay? To summarize, all three counties, all three, to summarize, all three council expenditure was mainly on leisure and education, and least on social services and environment. Good observation. Don't go into list form, just delete that now. And that would have been your summary. Okay? Be careful. Resist the urge to go into details for your summary. Something like that is fine. That's an overall idea. That's fine. So good work there, Mansi. Keep writing. Keep improving. You're doing really good. Very impressed. What I want you to do now is implement all the corrections. Okay, I guess you've got your test. If you want to carry on practicing, you can get another pack of essays. If you don't want to carry on, I would just keep reviewing your errors before the exam. Good luck in the exam, and let me know how it all turns out. All right, Nancy, you've been doing really well. So just remember word count and contractions, and yeah, the summaries. Okay, have a good day.